What's up, people? My name is Cordell Ferguson, aka Cordy Ferg on social media. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Ordinary Lifestyle, where the ordinary is upside down because we do not live life in an ordinary way. All right? This is not meant for the normality. All right? We going one step beyond that. Okay? So in today's episode, we are talking about 4 qualities of a person desiring to live a beyond ordinary lifestyle. Now, little disclaimer. From my perspective, I never start talking about a beyond ordinary lifestyle from the standpoint of the lifestyles of the rich and famous. I'm not doing the big ocean scenes and the yacht scenes and the $20 million mansions and all the fancy cars and things of that nature. Those are things that are great to live by. I have not attained those things, and yet I'm still living a beyond ordinary lifestyle. Where I'm coming from is that beyond ordinary lifestyle always will start with your character and your attitude. And as you build your character and your attitude, those things and so many other things can be attained through a way that'll give you clarity, belief in yourself, and maybe some reflection of things that you didn't think you could attain. But it won't define you. Those things won't define you. That's like saying you need the clothes to make the man or the clothes to make the woman. No, the man or the woman is supposed to make the clothes. So we are putting this thing in order, all right? So first things first, in your ability to live a beyond ordinary lifestyle, the first thing you got to be willing to give up is the club. Yes, I say, you got to give up going to Club Pity Party. Club Pity Party is the most notorious club in the world. I mean, oh my goodness. Do you know how many people attend Club Pity Party? So if you want to live a beyond ordinary lifestyle, you have to be willing to give up going to Club Pity Party. That's right. I know there's a lot of people who will give you invites, but you ever see those flyers? You know, they put the nice people up there, the pretty people up there to come to Club Pity Party. You know those parties where your friends get together and you go out there and everybody brings their own liquor and wine and beer and weed and everything else that they want to bring for this party. And everybody listen. And these parties they come in large gatherings. Sometimes they got private parties. But I'm telling you, no matter what, you're going to have to stop going to those parties, all right? So that's the first thing. Because, I mean, when you go to those parties, I mean, you ever been? Like, I know you've been. And it's like, you go to you see the VIP sections, and that's where all the deadbeat daddies is and the baby mamas is at. And there's another section over there where the bitches ain't shit and the niggas ain't no good section over there. You ever been to those parties? It's like everybody get together. You start pouring drinks, you start complaining. And that's what the DJ is real great at that. DJ life is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And then so everybody's there dancing to DJ life is fucked up and the music that he playing. And all you hear is about women who decided to have unprotected sex with multiple men having 2, 3, 4, 5 baby daddies and none of them in their lives. And they complaining about they can't get a good man. Or you might have the no good nigga who's sleeping recklessly out here with women. He got 3, 4, 5 baby mamas, and he mad because they taking him to court for child support. So now he thinks it's better to not work a job at all, so that he ain't got to pay shit, you know. But then he want to be father of the year. So there's so many things that's going on, or the bitch ain't shit. That's the one who, like, you know, you give your life to, you gave her this and that, and then she's out there sleeping with other dudes. You know what I'm saying? And you like, oh my God, bitches ain't shit. You know, I mean, it's just like no matter what, it's something. And you can stay there if you want, but if you want to live a beyond ordinary lifestyle, you're gonna have to give up going to those parties. So that's number 1. No more Club Pity parties, all right? Number 2, a purpose with your life. You have to have a purpose with your life. Now, the challenge with this, I find, is that a lot of times when we're looking at people with that seem to be living a greater purpose in the spotlight, so to speak, and then you'll get your inclination like, oh wow, maybe I should be a pastor or a DJ or a rapper or whatever, a singer, whatever the case may be, and then you go and but I don't have. I'm scared to do that. Or maybe you're not even talented in those areas, but you're trying to find something, but you're just thinking on such a grandiose level. I'm saying that to find your purpose, sometimes you got to bring it down. Think about it like going to a flower shop or a garden shop or whatever the case may be, right? You ever been there and you maybe want to get into flowers and stuff like that, or plants and stuff like that, and then you go in there and you talk to the lady, and you know what, they might take you to a section where they got nothing like but packs of seeds, kind of like the size of like the old Kool-Aid packs used to be. And you see these little packs of seed, and you see the picture on the back, you turn around and you see what it takes to take care of them, and it's like, oh, just put this in the sunlight over there 3 times a week, water it once or twice a week, and talk to it daily. And it's like, oh, is that all it takes? Well, sometimes that's how finding your purpose is. You got to find a little pack. What would the little pack of seeds represent? Something that you like to do. Maybe you want to lose some weight, right? Maybe you feel overweight. And then so you start saying, you know what, I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go to the gym. And so you start off exercising and things of that nature. You start off going for long walks. And sometimes, in the beginning, people go, oh, go ahead, girl. More power to you. Just keep it up, right? Or, yo, my dude, keep going. Yeah. And you see that. And in the beginning, it's like, cool. And then you keep going. And you keep doing it. And after a while, you start inspiring some people who really want to do it. And maybe they ask you about what it takes to do it. Or maybe they ask you, can they walk with you? And all of a sudden, whether you realize it or not, when you was just trying to lose some weight for yourself and feel good about yourself, you become the advocate for fitness. You become the advocate for health. That's how it starts sometimes. Sometimes it's not about, I woke up and God told me to go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go. Sometimes it ain't like that. You know what I mean? Most times it's just some real little thing that you like to do that you start doing it consistently. Your spirit and your aura starts feeling better about who you are because of the things you do it. And then you start attracting people that will just inquire about the things that you're doing. And all of a sudden you have this purpose-filled life making a difference for you and making a difference for everybody else in life. So keep that in mind, that it's not always some grandiose idea that you have to come with. Sometimes it's just something simple as going one step beyond the ordinary. All right. Number 3. Now, this is a big one, people. You have to have audacity. Audacity, let's start with the definition. A willingness to take bold risk. A lot of times we're not prepared to take bold risks. We're not prepared to make statements. You ever hear people talk about like, keep things to yourself? Keep things to yourself because people will throw you off. And listen, I'm not saying there isn't any truth to that, but a lot of times it's rooted in fear. That's really what it was. It's rooted in fear. Let me tell you something about, I read a post one time. It's called The Middle Class Trap. And it's talking about how with the middle class, it's like the middle class is not bold enough to get rich, right? Not bold enough to get rich, but not poor enough to be fearless. Think about that. Not bold enough to be rich, but not poor enough to be fearless. And let me give you an example. It's like when I was younger, I'm 50, and when I was younger, I remember doing a couple of network marketing companies and things of that nature. You ever sit down when they do their little sales pitch and they put it all together and you just like, wow, all I need to do is bring 3 people in, and they could bring 3 people, and they could bring 3 people, and I'd be a millionaire, right? And you know how many times like that happened, but the funny part about it is what we do. We go to our friends and our family, and we like, look, I only need 3 people. And if you can get 3 people, and those 3 people get 3 people, I'll be a millionaire. You'll be a half a millionaire. And those people will be a quarter of a millionaire. Right? And then those people looking at you like, huh? And they looking at you like you like a chicken with your head cut off. You just walking around and shit like that. So a lot of times what happens is then we get discouraged, right? Because early in life, we did try to do something great with our lives. But now we're discouraged in life. Well, you can't get bitter. You got to get better. So sometimes, regardless of what you tried in your life at earlier ages and earlier stages, and no matter what happened that maybe caused you to fail, whatever, because a lot of times it just may not have even been the right time. Maybe it wasn't the right vehicle, but maybe through that vehicle you got a better idea of what success takes, right? Because somebody was succeeding in there. I got friends that I was in companies with that they still doing well, and I remember my friend Kenny Capers and his wife. His beautiful wife, Sonia Gardner, well, I should say Sonia Gardner Capers, right? But I brought them into a company, Primerica Financial Services, and guess what? They still in it. That was back 90, 98, 97, 98. They still in it. Vice presidents doing their thing. So it may not have been the time for me, but I brought somebody in there that's still in it doing anything. So you gotta have the audacity. You gotta take the steps and not be so fearful of what other people think. Another thing about it is, like, for myself personally, just sharing with you, is like I need to share. I'm not really one of them people. I'm not telling you that I got to run the streets telling everybody. But I'm really one of them people that if I'm going to make it, I got to share with some people. You understand what I'm saying? I have to. The reason why I have to is because I like to bounce things off. I'm not one of them people that's going to be locked up in my room, just me and God, pinky in the brain. Yes, God, we're going to be rich. No, that's just not going to be me. I need a couple of people that I could bounce some ideas off of. Whether I like the ideas or not, or like the feedback or not, I need a couple of people around me that I could bounce some things off and they could tell me what they think, and then I could put things in perspective. Because maybe that'll help me prepare for things I didn't see in life. And so sometimes you got to be all right with people that care about you. Heart is in the right place, got good intentions. See, that's what you got to determine. People that's around you that got good intentions, but you got to have the audacity to be bold enough to go for your dreams. Because if you ain't bold enough to go for them, who is? Are you going to really spend the rest of your life looking at TV and going to the movies and wishing you can live the life that these people have? Are you really going to spend the rest of your life wishing that you could go on these trips that they go on or live in the house that they live in? It's not really about that stuff. Like I told you, it's about your character and your attitude. So you be bold enough and have the audacity to fix your character and your attitude. Because a lot of people don't have that audacity. Fix it. And you'll be amazed at the things that you can accomplish. Now, talking about having people around me leads me into the fourth and final criteria, which is you have to have standards and you have to have discernment. Standard is considered like a quality, a level of quality. Standard is a level of quality. Discernment is the ability to judge well. So you don't have to run the streets telling everybody, but maybe you have a little core group, a think tank group, 4, 5, 3, whatever the number is. But you have to be able to have that, right? So you have to have a standard of excellence within yourself. What level do you want to see? Early in my life, I realized that my character was not always what I wanted it to be, right? And so I was at times willing to negotiate, and I don't mean that you can't negotiate, but I mean I'm talking about not negotiate, compromise for a better situation, I'm talking about maybe compromise my character, right? Thinking that I'm willing to do anything to get something accomplished. And no, so you can't do that. You got to have standards that help build your character and build who you are. And this is how you get a good reputation. And then along the way, you got to have discernment, which help you build that think tank team. And with that team around you, you could bounce things off of and get that feedback that I was talking about. Like for me, I know, like I have people around me that serve different purposes, and that's important. You got to have a good little think tank of people around you that you inspire and they inspire you, and then you got to know what they good at and they got to know what you good at, right? So, like one of the people in my think tank and my little circle that helps me a lot is my friend Robin, childhood friend, known her since like first grade. Whenever I have technology issues, right? Because I am definitely not a technology person. Whenever I have technology issues, she is the type of person I could call and she'll be like, oh yeah, Cordy, just do this and that, blah, blah, blah. Looking for that. I Googled this and all that other stuff. Next thing I know, where I was so stuck and it was so impossible, she helped me fix it and know what to do. I got another friend, childhood friend, Davita. Davita helps me because we feed off of each other as far as inspiration and being creative people and being bold and saying, yo, we going to do it and conquer the odds and things of that nature. And now she's doing her own accounting business. So she has that started up. And so we feed each other in that way. I got another friend, Derek Hutchison, man. That's my man down in Detroit. Derek is out there and Derek will teach me about like cryptocurrencies and things of that nature and show me that and give me a heads up on research he's done. And so where to put my money and where to be aware of stocks and bonds and like I said, and cryptocurrency and things of that nature. So I have people in my life. Another person I have is my sister. You know, my sister is a patient person and things of that nature. She's my younger sister that acts like my mother, if that makes sense. But without her, my life would not be what it is today, right? So she's like the mother of my life, right? And so that's the people that, you know, I have around me. And there's a couple of others that I didn't mention, but those are people. Now, I also said discernment. You have to judge well. So you have to know what the people are good at. So if I want inspiration, right? If I'm feeling down and I'm like, oh man, maybe I'm facing my own mortality or doubts and fears, I can't call Robin. Now, Robin is great for a lot of things, but I can't call Robin at that point. Because all she's going to say is, do it, just do it, just do it. You know, that's her. She's not understanding anything outside of just do it, right? Now, as long as I got a technology question, she is the best. But if I'm sitting there and I'm feeling sorry for myself and I'm having that moment, she going to say, just do it. Just go ahead and do it. What's the problem? Yeah, that's her right there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I can't do that. Davita is so great at like creativity and giving insight to things and things of that nature and stuff like that. But if it's like little nuances and stuff like that, like when I was learning, one of the ways I make money is doing Forex. If you don't know what Forex is, maybe I'll talk about that at a later date, or you could look it up. But when I was learning Forex, it was like, yo, I needed to be talked to like a child in the beginning. You know, this was like totally some new field that I was getting into. And she was not good at all with like being able to hold my hand like a child, like a kindergartner, and take me through it. She was great once I got to a certain point, but that very beginning stage, oh, she hated my guts. We could have ended our friendship. If I was relying on her at that stage, because that stage just wasn't what she was good at. But when I got the basics down, once I learned and see, I was so bad, like I didn't even know how to click and point on the laptop and stuff like that. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, she ain't had patience for click and point and all that other stuff. She wanted me to know that already, and then she can teach me from that point on about the nooks and crannies of trading, the formulas, and things of that nature. So I had to know what she was good at. But if I didn't do that, oh no, we wouldn't even be friends today. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. And I could get, my sister Ashanti, man, I love her to death. If I ask her about women and stuff of that nature, like, okay, she's not really getting all into, well, let me tell you about women, Cordy. Like, she's not that. She's just the type that, like, I could talk to 1,000 times. And every time she would just sit there and I'd be like, Shanti, and then this and this girl and blah, blah, blah. And she'd be like, I understand. Shanti, I'm thinking about going to the roof and jumping off. But then when I got there, something happened and I turned around and I decided to come back down and give life another try. Shanti would be sit there. I understand. I'm so glad that you decided to come back down. That's just how she is. So if I need somebody that's patient and want to hit me with the I understand, man, she is the greatest one in the world. That's what she good at. You know what else my sister's great at? Man, my sister will take like a box and make it into a mansion. She will take a kitchen and just make it seem like $1 million house. Like that, you know what I mean? Like, she's just that person that will do creative things with the house and the plants. And one day I got to take you around my apartment and things and let you see like little things that she came and just changed up in my life. Like, for real. She's great at stuff like that. So you got to know what people are great at when you put your team together. So if I want a better environment, she's the one I create a better environment. You want your house fixed up in a way that you can put this little closet together and get more space, she's the one. You want to increase increase the space in your kitchen, she's the one. Man, she had me put up a panel in my kitchen above the stove. Now we got this big old long board. She be like, Cordy, I have an assignment for you, right? Like, that's just her. So, and I'm like, wow. And I'll do it because I feel like that's the woman in my life, my sister. I'm the man in her life because our parents are gone. So I'm supposed to show her like how a man is supposed to do things and stuff like that. So I try to be there for as much as possible. She tries to be there for me as much as possible in the ways that we're good at, so that you don't put the weight of the world or the wrong weight on the wrong people, expecting a better outcome and getting trashed, right? So you have to have standards. You have to have standards within yourself, and that will reflect around the people that you want to have around you. And then you have to have discernment about the people around you, that what are they good at and what are they not good at. And if you can do that, you can have a beyond ordinary lifestyle. I thank you again for tuning in. I hope this meant something for you. I always tell you this is not about, it starts with character and attitude. The money, the life, the trips, the places, those things will come, but they'll come in a way that's so rewarding. And what this Beyond Ordinary Lifestyle show is about is us getting it together, us growing in character together, us growing in attitude together, us having stories about where we were, who we are, and where we going. And if you want to stay tuned to that and live that life with me, and share these experiences so that we can grow, and let's just have the audacity together to do something better with our lives, you know what? I would truly appreciate it. Because I don't look at this show as just about me talking to you, but it's also about the feedback that you're going to give me. So please always be able to give me feedback in the comments below. I love you all. I hope to see you again soon. Let's do this, man. I just love you.